here's what the latest garbage is. Man of Steel, Charlie Kirk body stopped a bullet that would typically just go through everything, and it was an absolute miracle that nobody else was killed. That's what his surgeon told Turning Point USA. So they say it was a miracle. So his surgeon said it was an absolute miracle.
Yeah.
So JFK was killed by a magic bullet, but Charlie Kirk was hit with a miracle bullet. What are the odds? I'm going to guess those odds are about 50-50. So here's a guy from Turning Point USA who I don't trust as far as I can. He's a Christian, proud husband and father. He's a spokesperson for TP USA.
Son
And
of
executive producer of Charlie Kirk's show, and his son of Nevada. I don't know who she is, but so here's what he said. So here's what he said. I want to address some of the discussion about the lack of an exit wound with Charlie. I'm usually not interested in delving into most of this kind of online chatter, and I apologize for this somewhat graphic. But in this case, the fact that there wasn't an exit wound is probably another miracle. And I want people to know. I just spoke with a surgeon who worked on Charlie in the hospital. Oh, yeah? He said the bullet absolutely should have gone through, which is very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round. I've seen wounds from this caliber many times, and they always just go through everything. That would have taken down a moose or two and an elk. But it didn't go through. Charlie's body stopped it.
His neck did? Well, that's an impossibility, Andrew.
This is what he's saying.
Well, so Nevada raised a liar.
So if you could stop that kind of a high velocity bullet with your neck, that means you could probably stop a meteor with an umbrella. Okay.
Well, if only he'd been alive to do that, Jimmy.
I mentioned to his doctor that there were dozens of staff, students, and special guests standing directly behind Charlie on the other side of the tent, and he replied, "It was an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed. His bone was so healthy." And the density was so impressive.
Oh, my God.
That he's like the Man of Steel. It should have just gone through and through. It likely would have killed those standing behind him, too. In the end, the coroner did find the bullet just beneath the skin.
In on it. That means you're in on it, you motherfucker.
They're all in, of course.
His security was Israeli. In on it.
Even in death, Charlie managed to save lives around him. Remarkable. Miraculous.
Yes.
If you believe this garbage about Charlie Kirk and the bullet staying in his body as a miracle to save others as his final heroic act, you might as well be the most gullible people on earth. And if after this you don't question the narrative about Butler, which is Donald Trump's assassination, of course now we know that's all a cover-up. That was also an operation. It wasn't that kid, and it was a cover-up, and Trump's in on it. Michael Cousin, I don't care how much you want to go to war with Antifa. A 30-06 did not make that dinky wound. It didn't. It didn't. So, I just love it's a miracle. Why? So why is the miracle that to save those other people alive? Why didn't the miracle God make a miracle that stopped the bullet from killing Charlie? Why just one miracle? Why not two? Chris Martinson says, this is the next level BS. The standard 30-06 round will go all the way through 14-inch pine trees with ease. I'm sorry, but this story isn't true. Also, the foot-pounds of force would have pushed Charlie's head backward violently if it had absorbed and stopped the bullet completely. I was asked to suspend simple laws of physics on 9/11. I'm not doing it this time either. Well said. Well said. Yeah, if let's say his bone was so super steel strong, it would have thrown his head back so far, which is not what happened. This is the best yet, says Genghis Khan. Apparently, Charlie Kirk's body has the same rating as a level 4 steel or ceramic bulletproof plate rating and stopped the 30-06 round,
under the skin,
which was a direct hit on his throat. They suddenly and miraculously found the bullet. You can't make this stuff up. A bullet which can kill an elk or a full-grown grizzly bear and go through half an inch of steel plate at 100 yards was stopped in its tracks by Charlie Kirk's neck, apparently, and that's why there was no exit wound. It's a miracle. And now I've heard everything. But what would I know, right? I'm just a retired sniper. So Doc Malik, he tweets this out. He says, having drilled, sawed, and operated on tens of thousands of people over the last 25 years, I can confidently say no man has bones of steel. While I have seen shotgun pellets embedded in tissue, there is no high-powered round like the 30-06 that could have been stopped by his spine and also prevented an exit wound. This round takes down elk, for goodness sake. Something is fishy here. Exactly.
While millions of people were focused on Charlie Kirk's memorial service, I've been uncovering more and more strange and unexplained things about the shooting. But before we talk about any of that, let me just show you a clip.
So I was in line with people for 3 hours, talking to all the folks. And they were Christians, and they were happy, and they had families, and they were lovely people. And I started talking to them, and none of them that I spoke to believed that the shooter that they got and have arrested actually did it.
Now, it was kind of surprising to me that even people who attended this state-backed memorial service clearly consider Tyler Robinson to be just a fall guy. However, it just shows how bad the cover-up really is. Now, ever since the shooting, I've been giving you lots of reasons for why I think Tyler Robinson could just be a patsy. So if you're new to this channel, I highly encourage you to watch my previous videos on this topic. Today, however, I'm bringing you some more evidence and unseen clips that refute the official story about what happened on September 10th. And I want to start with a simple question. What kind of bullet even hit Charlie? I ask this because of what his podcast producer Andrew Colvett just revealed in an X post. According to him, Charlie did not have an exit wound and the bullet did not go through him because his bone density made him like a man of steel. He also said that the coroner even found the bullet underneath his skin. Now, this statement confirms lots of other theories, but first, let me just debunk this insane man of steel claim. Let me show you what a 30-06 round can do to human flesh.
So today on Dual Liberty Firearms, we're going to be showing you what a 30-06 does to a ballistics gel skull.
Now, I agree this is graphic, but this pretty much confirms that Charlie certainly didn't get hit by this extremely powerful round. And pretty much any ballistic expert will say the same thing.
I mean, it sounds like a miracle to me. I've never seen it in any of the training, in any of the internal ballistics, and the penetration demonstrations we've done. I've never seen a bullet act like that. It makes no sense.
Now, people have been speculating about the possibility of no exit wounds for a while now, but no one has had solid proof to back that claim. And this is insane because there were cameras behind Charlie that could have told us the truth the very first day. Of course, those cameras were removed by this guy minutes after the shooting. Look, some people said he was just retrieving his expensive equipment. Some said he was part of Charlie's team, but all these people are missing the damn point. This was an active crime scene with an ongoing investigation, and no one should have even been in that area, and this guy literally used the chair Charlie was sitting on to mess with those cameras. Of course, he was happy to share the video with Candace Owens in private, which makes no sense at all.
There's nothing gory about this footage from the back. The thing that really stood out to me, and I just kept asking him to replay it over and over and over again, is that there's no blood. There's no blood.
Also, how is this guy already in an elevated position, ready to record them taking Charlie to the SUV? He is always at the right place at the right time. Now, since we are talking about the crime scene, I want to also address a theory about this whole thing being fake. And there are many reasons why people believe this. First off, some people were shocked by that blood spray.
I guess, is that routine to see that much blood that fast? It's like instant.
Yeah, I've never seen that in any of my deployments, anything.
Then things get weirder because there was blood on the table and chairs, but none on the grass. Similarly, people saw no blood while Charlie was being carried to the SUV. Then there was this strange trapdoor right next to Charlie's tent. This other image shows that the so-called maintenance hatch was like a yard away from where Charlie fell. Another clip that seems very suspicious is this one. Did you notice how the chair is just going through the table like it's not even there? Pretty weird if you ask me. Now, usually I would not be backing this kind of theory, but the way they just removed the entire crime scene makes me believe that someone was definitely trying to hide something. And the strange things about the shooting don't just end here. I happened to uncover footage before the incident where someone accidentally recorded another guy on a completely different roof that was not the low-C building. Look, either more than one guy was up there, or they just wanted to completely distract everyone's attention away from that Woodbury building. It's weird that the authorities say there might be other people involved, but have never released any other images of any other people. And speaking of mysterious people in that area, there were quite a lot of them out there. There was also another guy who was actually seen running around with a gun in his hand. Now, I'm sure some people will tell me that in Utah, it's not surprising to see someone with a gun on a college campus because it's open carry. But surely people with fake badges are not normal at all. Now, my tweet about this went viral, but so far I've not been able to find out who he is. So if you know, feel free to mention it in the comments. Also, have you seen what George Zinn was doing in the middle of all that chaos?
Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
How dare you! 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 A monster! What a monster! That's a monster! Monster! A monster! How dare you! Back it up! Back it up! How dare you! How dare you! Freaking monster! Yes!
I don't know if you said you shot it, but I don't know.
Folks, either this dude is a plant and he knew what was going to happen, or he's MK Ultra because while everyone is running to find cover, he is calmly talking to people who also run in two different directions. It clearly looks like he was part of some kind of distraction tactic. And what's insane is that he'll probably never be investigated because he allegedly has illegal images of children on his phone. Finally, once again, let's go back to Tyler because everything he did that day also makes no sense at all. For instance, the authorities are now conveniently claiming that the rifle he used is a World War I relic, so basically it cannot be traced to him. The weapon experts are also laughing at the idea of someone hiding this huge-ass rifle in their pants and then assembling it within minutes while committing such a violent crime.
No, now there's some guns designed to be put together quickly and taken down quickly so that they're more concealable or easier to store. That is not one of them from my knowledge.
Yeah, this is a grandpa gun. But now, could a bullet shoot it and bounce back up like this? No, that's horseshit.
I mean, it sounds like a miracle to me. I've never seen it in any of the training, in any of the internal ballistics, and the penetration demonstrations we've done. I've never seen a bullet act like that. It makes no sense to me.
And then why would they put that story out?
That is another question in this entire thing that doesn't make any sense to me. Why is there so many inconsistencies all over the place?
As I've been saying before, folks, nothing about this gun makes any sense at all if you just use your brain and look at the facts. And speaking of facts, Tyler was allegedly hanging out at a Dairy Queen minutes away from the UVU campus and only hours after the shooting. Let me remind you, around this time, he was texting his roommate as if he were worried about leaving evidence behind.
I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on.
And yet he seems to be in no hurry to retrieve that evidence. Pretty strange, isn't it? Now, after looking at contradictory evidence like this, it's pretty easy to understand why none of Charlie's fans believe what Kash Patel and the FBI are saying. There is something deeply wrong with their story, and I'm going to keep digging to find out exactly what happened.